Hello, my friends. How are you? So today we're making these blueberry buttermilk scones, and to start, I'm adding 2 cups of flour into my bigger bowl, and you can add your rising agents into the flour before breaking down that butter. I'm using just 1 stick of butter, or 115 grams. Just 1 stick is enough for 2 cups of flour. And then you use the pastry cutter to cut that butter into the flour. You need the butter to be really cold. Actually, the liquids that you're using are supposed to be very cold. So then after, making it into a crumb-like texture, you add your liquids, which are vanilla, egg, buttermilk, or you can use cream if you prefer, but buttermilk just gives it a very interesting flavor. And then we'll stir all this in. Do not expect this to make a proper dough immediately, but also don't overwork it. Don't try to make it into a dough, because what we want is a very loose floury mixture. And then we are going to add our blueberries. Now we are adding frozen blueberries, and 2 things you can add at this point, which is what I'm doing today, or you can add your blueberries into the flour once you've added your butter and your raising agents. Okay, so I'm adding 1.5 cups of the frozen blueberries, and we're just going to fold them into the mixture. They will not come together. So I'm going to turn this mixture onto my working surface, and I will just knead it a little. And kneading is just pressing it together using the moisture that's already available. Don't be tempted to add any more moisture to this, because it's already enough. As you will notice, it even gets sticky. So I'm just bringing them together like this, and I'm not scared of crushing the blueberries because they're so frozen, and that is what you should work with. Yeah, so I'm just trying to gather the mixture together, and then once it comes together in just a little, I'm going to shape it. That is what I'm attempting to do. Include all the flour and then shaping it into a round shape, and then I will cut into the shapes I need in order to bake. Our dough is together now, so that's the best we can come with in terms of shape. And I'm going to use this scraper to just cut the pieces I need, and I'm going to get 8 out of this. You can actually get more, because we are actually going to get very huge scones. If you want smaller ones, you can cut into these same triangles and just get more, like 2 more or even 4 more out of the triangle that you cut out. So today I'm just making 8, and then you just place them into your prepared baking tin or sheet pan. This is what it is. And then add a layer of parchment paper, or just brush. If you don't have a parchment paper, just brush with butter, and then arrange your scones. Now I'm going to use just heavy cream to brush so that I glaze my scones just like this. What else you can use? A whole egg. Yeah, a whole beaten egg will also do well. So brush that just to get a nice glaze, and you can add sanding sugar if you like. I don't. So then you're going to bake for 18 minutes at 400 degrees Fahrenheit oven. I had this baking, and now I'm about to rotate my pan just to make sure that they bake evenly. They're still so light here, and I was checking how they're doing. So I rotate that and leave them on for 5 minutes longer, but they bake in total for 18 to 20 minutes. Okay, so now I achieved the color that I needed, and I had 2 tablespoons of powdered sugar mixed into 1 tablespoon of heavy cream. It makes a nice drizzle. You can make more if you like. I just don't like a lot of added sugar because I find that whatever is in the product is enough. but these are just things you should do, especially if you're making a commercial product. Most people go for that standard product. Okay, so we're drizzling here, but our scones are ready to serve whenever, but you can let them cool for a bit. I'm just checking the texture here, and you see how when you use frozen blueberries, they stay composed, but even though they break inside. Anyway, that's how it looks. I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.